Yo, you muted, homie.
I've been muted the whole time. That's crazy. Welcome back to the All Ball Talk Show. We're gonna be talking football, basketball, and some transfer portal talk. So we'll go ahead and start it off with Pilu entering the portal. Pilu was like one of them dudes. I feel like that's a huge loss for us. Um, he's been in the backfield in rotation for 2 seasons, and he for the 2 seasons he rushed for 629 yards and 10 touchdowns in 23 games, and that's just something we really need for us. And then in 2024, he rushed for 339 yards and 3 tutties as a backup to Dylan Sampson. So that speaks volume on how good he is, and he's going to get that bag, man. Wherever he goes, they're going to pay him good, and he's gonna perform. They're saying that he's linked to South Carolina or Virginia, so um, we'll see where he goes. And then, what do you think about Jake entering the portal? Like I'm kind of iffy on that.
Yeah, there again, like you said, as someone that knew the system, had been there a couple of years. Speaking on Pilu, he was ranked, a 4-star prospect, ranked 124 overall recruit in the 24 cycle. He had decent contributions from Lewis. Like you said, his 2 seasons, he had 10 games during the 25 campaign. He had, 70 carries, which was a very light workload, close to 300 yards and 7 touchdowns. It was better as a freshman, so it's like he regressed. But there again, Bishop took the bulk of that, and so I feel like we're gonna have to see a lot from Bishop this upcoming year, and maybe we spend some money in the portal and snag another running back, kind of like we took Star Thomas last year.
I agree on that, but I feel like with the whole Diego and Joey and Star, like because Star played with Diego at New Mexico State, so he can get an extra year. I don't know if he filed as a plaintiff in that case like Joey did,
Right.
so he could also come back. And Star was a dog, man. Like when he touched the ball, he was making people miss, and then the Louisiana boys love doing the spin move. Him and Dylan Sampson both. So.
and and people act like Pilu's not a big deal. Well, we won his recruitment. Alabama was after him, Georgia was after him, South Carolina, Penn State. I mean, several big name schools was after Peyton Lewis, because I feel like he's going to go somewhere. He's going to start, and it's just what it is. I can't fault the guy for looking for his opportunity. It may, even though it wasn't with us. So I wish him the best of luck. And we're gonna have to see what Bishop has for us. So
And what's crazy is Bishop was a walk on. Like he originally came as a walk on, and he
right,
had he had offers, but I mean he grew up in the stands watching Tennessee play, so I think that's great for us. Just like G Mac, he's
yeah.
a state kid and he bleeds orange, so that's good for us. But who do you think we go after in the portal and why? Like who's our target? You think? Because there's a lot of rumors, but I want to know who you think would be best for
So
us.
in the portal, the top. Are you speaking for running back?
No, I'm talking quarterback.
Well, do you think everybody keeps leaning towards Sorsby, and I really like that Brown kid that I feel like Golish is going to snatch up and take to Auburn with him. But here's the thing. The portal is, we've got the money to spend. I feel like we got that new Adidas contract. We're kind of set at a budget at around 25, but they can get a Neil budget. Outside of that 25, we'll probably spend another 20-25 mil due to the fact that we now have Adidas back on board, and they're funding a lot. A lot of Neil money's going to come from them as well. So I feel like we're gonna see a lot of money spent this year, and I'm hoping that we can go out there and grab a great running back, in the portal, as well as a decent quarterback in case the Joy thing doesn't pan out. The thing is, what do you think about the upcoming bowl game? Is my question. In 24, Milton, he opted out so Nico could get his start. Is that going to happen this year? Is Joey going to opt out and GMAC get a start, or are we going to see, is GMAC going to get some significant playing time, or do you feel like Heupel is is under fire and just needs that win, and he's going to put Joey in, and we need to get this done. How do you feel about that?
So Joey done said he's playing. Like
Yeah.
he did an interview on VolQuest. He said he's playing, and then but this is what I think what happens. I think Joey plays until he gets his 200 yards like he does every game because he has every game he's played. I think they do that, and then they throw GMAC in there. That's if we're beating the dog shit out of them. Like I'm talking up 40 because Heupel's not going to put in GMAC unless we're up like 40. Like it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and he's going to be entering his red shirt freshman season, and he's someone that he's made the most of the games that he's played in. GMAC has, and he's kid's a gunslinger, and he'll be viewed as someone that can get the ball downfield. He hasn't seen many snaps up to this point, and it remains a question mark. So, second option is going to be Faison, which that's a different story. I'm not sure he could come in and start a bowl game right now, even if he's early enrolled. So.
No, I think they can only like participate in the practice once they're like early enrollees. I don't think they can play. So I feel like GMAC does get some cleanup time if we're up. Like the max, bro, we got to be up at least 3 tutties because he that's going to be his first like, okay, you're running with the ones. Like it's time to go out there and ball. So we got to at least be up something crazy.
And you were speaking on that. What do you think about Aiden Childs? You got DJ Lagway in the portal. There's Sorsby, of course. Any of those could be a likely option for us. It's well known that Heupel does have a thing for going after older QBs, and especially if they're comparable into talent. So if he feels like that's going to be as good option as GMAC is right now, maybe we select a DJ Lagway and pay him back, or Childs might even come in. So what do you think about that idea?
DJ wouldn't be bad if he didn't stay injured. Like the whole off season, if you looked up Florida talk shows or whatever, they're always talking about he's in a boot or his arms wrapped up or he can't put pressure on his foot. He's injury prone. I don't want him. I don't. DJ Lagway's a no for me. If he can stay healthy, he's a yeah because he can make accurate throws, but I'm lying. He threw like 23 interceptions this season. So I'll take that back. But he's an athlete. Like you just got to work with him. I mean, so
Well,
I feel like we could bring the interceptions down with Josh Heupel and Joey coaching him up. But Sorsby, I think he's a great get for us. I mean, but they're wanting like $4 million, which I feel like we'll pay
and
if we
that's what
really.
I'm thinking too. Is what if it's not even Sorsby? What if Heupel was to spend big and go after someone like a Sam Levitt? It couldn't really be taken off the table either. But I'm just saying, don't sleep on McIntyre. I mean, really, from turning enough heads and be given a job. And if that does happen, if Aguilar, if there's some clarity on his situation, and he doesn't get to come back, and the timing, like we're asking judges to go there at the end of the year, around Christmas and New Year's, and go make a decision, and it's ultimately we're weighing all that out while we're trying to figure out, hey, who is that next guy going to be?
Yeah. And that's what's crazy is because if you ain't got if Joey's not in the boat by January 1st, like for sure, yeah, you can come back.
We're
We're portal shopping, bro. Like
we're a
it's
little over
like
a week away. Yeah.
it's like thank you for coming in and being great, and you'll always be remembered as the guy that almost beat Georgia. Like
Yeah.
literally, you beat them, but our kicker just couldn't kick at home. Which is, I think we should go after a kicker. Let's talk about that. Let's go after a fucking kicker because that kid cannot kick.
Let's talk about maybe cut it down to giving away one free cookie. Maybe the two cookies is just too damn much for the kid. I mean, I don't know. He anything over 50, and it's like the kid just forgets that he even kicks the ball. He just goes out there, and he his confidence isn't there. You can see it all over him. And then how do you send a guy out there that is struggling with confidence and expect him to even make that kick? As a coaching staff, what comes to the point where you're like, well, we kind of have to go for it because we can't rely on him because he's never hit a 50-yard field goal
No,
ever.
no. I think he hit one. I think it was in. It was no. It was in. No, he hit one. I don't remember what game it was, but he hit one. I think it was like an overtime or some shit. We went to overtime with too many teams this year that we should have beat the shit out of.
It was a very up and down season. I mean, from the highs of being there to beat Georgia, to be able to say that we should have beaten Georgia because we should have, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, and then just losing some of the games, getting wiped at home by Vanderbilt, and dealing with that shit show and the whole Pavia. I mean, what guy did you want to beat any more than you did Diego Pavia after all the shit he taught? And if we couldn't have got hopped up and ready for that game, like really, like that kid talked extreme amount of shit, you know, and then he backed it up. So good for him, I guess. But as a fan, as a ball fan, that stings a little bit, you know.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. It hurt because we were in it in the game, and then all of a sudden he just starts running all over us, and then you got that Tim Banks, third and Banks. Anytime it's third down, we got this saying in the Discord, it's third and Banks. So that means it's third and Banks. What's Banks gonna do? Is he gonna send the house, or is he going to what is he gonna do? You don't know. So I mean, I just think it's gonna be, I don't know. He played that soft coverage. He just did horrible. So I'm glad we got Jim Knowles though.
absolutely, I feel like that is probably the best hire of the year. Obviously, I mean, anytime you can poach a defensive minded coach like that, I mean, you pay him the money and you get him to work and you see results. I mean, the guy's proven everywhere he's went that his system works, and if the players buy into it, and if we just get, I mean, we're going to need some help along the outside. You got McCoy going and everything, and with all the injuries we had last year, we just need some guys to stay healthy and to buy into the system and listen to Knowles, and let's see what this defense can get to. I feel like if anybody can make it happen, he's going to be the guy for the job.
Right. I feel that. Let's see here. Let's go over some defense. What do you think we need on defense?
I think we need some edge rushers. We obviously need linebacker help. We're going to need some cornerback and some safety, good safety play. I think a very important key would be some good dog linebackers. I mean, just some overall dogs, some studs out there. Hold the run down, make them throw the ball, and then get our secondary built up to where if they're throwing the ball, we got guys right there ready to make plays. We looked just all out of sorts last year. At times, just looking around like, what do we do? I mean, our defense just looked distraught in too many situations and in big time situations. We just couldn't, we couldn't stop anything. It's like they just got to do what they wanted to do to us, and
They
the way
really
we
did.
finished, and it was tough to watch at times.
Dude, I remember like anytime we would have them on third down, I'm just like, you got wide receivers lining up on the hashes, and we're playing fucking 10 feet off of them, and they only got to get 7 yards. They're gonna run a curl route, and they're gonna get that first down. Like it happened almost every time they were throwing to the outside. Anytime we were on third down, they were throwing it to the outside, and they were getting the first down.
It was just a no brainer. And I mean, anybody knows that if you're playing that soft of coverage, especially like you said, I mean, even a little slant, and it's there. It's the first down. The chains are moving. What are you doing to stop that? And if you're not getting any pressure on a quarterback, I feel like that's where we lacked a lot too. It was actually, I figured Joseph and them should have gotten more pressure than they did. They didn't give me the results I was looking for at defensive end or anything either. And it just kind of, we had some injuries at times there as well. It was an injury riddled defense for sure, and it definitely showed. And it's hard to replace some of them guys. I get it, and you got to have that next man up mentality. You got to be able to plug a guy in that fits the system. It's going to go out there, give you 110%, not 75% like a Boo Carter that wants to give up on a touchdown toss that he clearly could have ran down and made a play on. We can't have that cancer in a locker room. Glad that's gone. I'm kind of excited to see who steps into that role and what they're going to bring to the table. And so let's see what old Knowles has up his sleeve here.
Okay, let's talk breakout players in the bowl game. Who do you think is going to break out in the bowl game? Because okay,
I
you got to
think
think about this.
Matthews. I think
You think so?
Matthews has a big game. I think Bishop's going to have a good game. Of course, State was it Brandon? He's going to have a good game at receiver. I think both those two. I feel like they've really bought into it. The chemistry that those two are sharing together, and then if we just get the right man in there to get them the ball, I feel like we can do some big things with some incoming with Tristan Keys and all the other offensive players that we're going to be adding. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, me too, man. I think on defense, I think Perlotti balls out because Arian Carter declared for the draft. So I feel like that's who's going to be starting at linebacker. I think he just goes out there and headhunts. I really do. I think he's trying to hit somebody and hurt them. Cause he just looks mean. Like when he looks nice off the field, but if you see him on the field, he just looks like he just wants to hurt somebody. And that's what I like about a linebacker. I want to crash out. That's what I want back
That's
there hitting
exactly
people.
yeah, and somebody's going to track the ball and just a dog. And there's another quarterback that Tennessee's been working on. It's a 4-star recruit. They're working a flip from Illinois. That Camden Lapati. Do you know much about him?
No, I've never heard of him to be honest. I don't
He
even.
committed to
Yeah,
Illinois, and he his mom was asked about Tennessee, what she thought. His mom's supposedly a fan of Rocky Top. He's the number 12 signal caller. He already predicted to leave Illinois. The top two programs leading the charge are Iowa State and Boston College. The offer from Rocky Top is now also in the mix. So there was a conversation with Heupel and Halsey, and Lapati said that with Tennessee being in the SEC, he's definitely curious about them and he wants to learn more about their program. So that's kind of
I'm.
somebody that's under the radar that we might be able to swoop in and get at the last minute as well.
Yeah, I like that. I wouldn't mind that. I mean, any 4-star come in and compete for the job, but I mean, look what happened to Jake, and I feel horrible for Jake because you got to
Yeah,
think about it.
and then
Nico left, and everybody was like, "Our QB1's Jake. Jake's our QB1." He started the orange and white game. Everybody was like, "Oh, he looks great. He looks good." And then we bring in Joey, so that had to hurt him a little bit. So I don't know. It's just bringing in guys like that because as a coach, you got to tell them, look, you got to compete. And maybe they think they competed better. Like I feel like Jake thought he competed better, but the cleanup time he had, he looked horrible. So
he
it
did.
is what it is. Um, yeah. So I don't know about all that. I mean, I wouldn't mind having him. Let's talk about that 5-star or the yeah, he's a 5-star running back. Um, what's his name? What's the kid's name? David Gabriel, George's from where's he at? He's in Chattanooga, Tennessee. 6 foot, 205 pounds, and he's originally from Canada. He's rated 24/7 Sports composite rankings as the number 2 running back in the nation, the number 1 player in the state of Tennessee. So when they asked him about it, he said the environment and the coaches really make me like Tennessee. And it's a great school with great people. My mom and dad and aunt and uncle saw it, and they liked it a lot too. The coaches are the main thing for me. They've done a great job with me and my family. That's what you hear recruits say all the time when they come to town and we recruit them, is that they like the culture, they like the family vibes, and yeah, that'll land recruits, but nowadays they want that money. And he's a 5-star running back, and I feel like we got a good track record with running backs. I think for the past 3 years that Heupel's been here, he sent one to the NFL, and they've all played and done good so far. So I feel like we're good on the recruiting running backs. It's just he got to come in here and earn it though. But he looks like a dog. Have you seen him play? I've seen
I have
clips. He
not.
looks like a dog.
6 foot, 205 pounds. He's the number 1 player in the state of Tennessee, ranked 13 overall in the 27 recruiting class.
Yeah, dude.
He included Tennessee in his top 8. His top 8 would be Tennessee, Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, Miami, Ohio State, Ole Miss, and Texas. But you got to
Mm.
figure Ole Miss is probably out of the loop now that Kiffin's gone. So maybe you throw LSU in there where Ole Miss was. Maybe not. Maybe he just liked Ole Miss. Maybe there was something about it. So, hotty toddy. We'll see.
I don't think he liked Ole Miss. I
No,
just think he liked
he
the check
definitely
they was gonna give. That's what I
that
think it was.
bag and probably Kiffin. You know, really, the latest on him is, he's got the 8 schools. Tennessee and Ohio State are viewed as the top two candidates. Obviously, Tennessee being the homer, and then Ohio State being who they are, and so they got that bag to spend as well because they've been spending well over 25 mil for the. One of the first programs to probably start doing that, building that roster. Actually, last year when they won a natty, they spent around that much. So I feel like we're in there. Hopefully, with everything we got coming in, we add him to the mix. I mean, dude, our offense could be absolutely just nasty.
Dude, it could be so gross. Like I'm talking. That's what I miss. I miss the running game. Like we had it this year, but we didn't have it like we had with Sam. Sam was just
Samson,
different.
yeah.
He could read the hole so well. Like, man, if he didn't go to the NFL, we'd be. I feel like our season would be different if he didn't go to the NFL. I really do.
A lot of ifs, man. Like if that didn't happen, if McCoy wasn't hurt, if Gibson wasn't hurt, it just if is a big word to just be 2 letters. It could be the biggest word in the world if I hit the lottery tonight. If, so it is what it is. And like you said, it could have been I feel like it could have been a hell of a lot different as well. A proven running back like Sampson. I mean, dude, just he has a knack for finding the hole, being able to explode when he hits the hole, or he just finds that opening. And it just seemed like Bishop looks like a dog, but maybe this year of experience under his belt, he comes in next year, he's a little bit more proven. The speed, everything is just slowed down for him a little bit, and he just picks up and just builds momentum off of what he did this year. So,
Have you seen the pictures of him? Like, not in
dude is
gear.
shredded.
Dude looks like he's on roids, bro.
He
Like,
absolutely is shredded. That kid is just a freak.
dude, like I feel like he has no fat at all. Like maybe 2% fat. Like he's all muscle. Like,
Yes, he's absolutely.
like I would be scared if like that dude came running at me. Yeah, I'd probably shit myself. Let's talk basketball. So we start SEC play against Arkansas January 3rd. We're ranked 19, Arkansas's 18. I mean, do you feel like that's a dub for us or?
Is that an away game or is that home?
Yeah, that's in Fayetteville. So we'll be playing
In
in
Fayetteville.
yeah, we'll be playing in Bud Walton Arena. So I mean, do
And
you
we
feel like
follow
that's a
that up
dub?
a week later. I feel like that can be a dub. We're gonna have to see great play from Gillespie and the other guards, and we're gonna have to shoot the ball well. We can't be really turning the ball over, giving away free possessions. We start that SEC play, like you said. We got that game at Arkansas. We follow that up at Texas or at home against Texas, and then the following week after the Arkansas game, we go travel to Florida, then to A&M, and then back home against Kentucky, all within a 2-week span. So we're going to get to know a lot about this team, I feel like, within that 2 weeks, and who they can, potential, and, some players that'll step up. Hopefully, I'm hoping Gillespie carries his momentum, gets a great game, shoots the ball well, and we don't turn the ball over. So that'll be some keys to the win on that.
Yeah, and what I'm worried about is honestly, out of all them games, the only one I'm worried about is Florida. I mean, Arkansas, you're worried
Yeah.
about, but Florida is what I'm worried about because Kentucky looks like shit. Like ever since they got rid of their last coach, bro, and they brought in the BYU coach, like they've just
Mhm.
looked horrible. They've looked so bad, and it's sad to see because that's what Kentucky. Like I feel bad for Kentucky fans because they suck at football, they suck at baseball.
And
All
they
they
spend all
have
their
is
money
that.
on
Yeah,
basketball.
all they have is basketball. Like your school is spending all of its NIL money on basketball. That just shows you that they don't care about football. And Kentucky fans will tell you that. Like even Nick Roush that runs the Kentucky podcast or whatever it is, like it gets under his skin that they can't beat us. Like it literally bothers him, and I love it. Yeah, I just think it's great. But you got to feel bad for him at some point, at least. I mean, I want to know when do we play Vanderbilt? When do we play them? in basketball?
We got, let's see, let's look ahead a little bit here.
March 7th, 26 is when we play
We look
them.
down. Yep, because wrapping up January, we follow up with after Kentucky. We got 2 more ranked games, one against Bama, then Georgia. Then we play at Auburn, Ole Miss, Kentucky again, Mississippi State, LSU, Oklahoma, and then we got number 11, Vandy, coming. We're at Vandy February 21st.
Oh,
And then we got them again March the 7th.
You know who's going to be
March
there?
the 7th will be home.
You know who's going to be at that Vandy game?
Probably
just guess.
Running that
oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, he's going to be. You know he is. He's going to be on the sideline. He's going to be over there talking, yapping.
He is. He earned it, man. We gotta shut him up. I mean, that's a game that normally Tennessee football wouldn't even think about losing.
Yeah. And if you look back at history, every coach that has lost to Vandy has been fired. Like every Tennessee
coach got that lifetime contract.
Oh God.
He was pretty happy with I think Barnes was pleased with how Ethan Berg responded there in the last game. Well, not just the last game, but in the win over Louisville. And that's another name to look out for. He's picking up. He's getting better and starting to be someone to watch on the floor. But Gillespie and Abrams, I feel like that was the key in the win over Gardner Webb as well. And we're ranked 20. We can definitely keep climbing the leader. The rankings, and like Jalen Carey had 12 points. JP Estrella had 10 in that game. Dwayne Brown, he had 14 rebounds. So Estrella had 10 points to lead Tennessee at the half after a slow start, and then we scored 17 straight and got a double-digit lead that we didn't lose the rest of that game. So Ethan Berg, he missed that last game with an illness. It was the game against Louisville that he had his breakout game. So I feel like we got some good players there. Got some good key pieces. I think the guard play is Gillespie. He's showing up, showing out. He has to continue. He was 1 assist away from a double-double. And, hey, let's go get a double-double and let's start big in this SEC play. We need to come out with a couple of key wins there and start building some momentum leading up to conference play. So.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I actually can't wait for basketball SEC play. I feel like that's going to be really exciting. I know I'm going to have a lot of liquor consumption because anytime, it don't matter what it is. I could be watching like rugby or some shit. And if it's Tennessee, I'm like, if we get down anything, I got to start drinking because I feel like it helps us win. Or I pull out the vacuum cleaner and vacuum, so.
Take your mind off.
Yeah. And I'm excited for baseball too. I'm really happy to see what the baseball team does. That's what I'm also looking forward to. What running backs in the portal, like what running backs in the portal do you think we do go after since we lost Pilu? So let's see who's current in there. So Hollywood Smothers from NC State rushed for 939 yards and 6 touchdowns in 2025. Adam Muhammad from Washington, a backup running back who showed potential with 5.3 yards per carry. Marquise Davis from Missouri, 200 yards. CJ Campbell, Florida Atlantic, 165 rushes for 844 yards. And then Anthony Woods from Idaho. If I'm picking a running back, I want Hollywood Smothers because that name just sounds good. Like, just imagine touchdowns, Smothers.
You got Ahmad Hardy from Missouri. He had 1,300 yards and 13 touchdowns. He's known for explosive running style and ability to break tackles. It makes him a highly sought after player in the portal. there you got Eli Sanders from New Mexico. He transferred in from Iowa State. He rushed for 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns in 24. He's a big play threat. He's somebody you can get the ball to, maybe a home run hit, maybe not. You also got a guy named Damian Taylor from Ole Miss that's going to be in the portal. He rushed over 1,000 yards. Maybe Kiffin's recruiting him to come to LSU, maybe not. You got a guy in Utah, Jalen Glover. He's got 2 years left underneath him. He only had 500 yards and just 2 touchdowns, but I think coming off an injury, and he's expected to have a bounce back year. So, but there's 4 different transfer portal targets that Tennessee may be looking at after Lewis, and I think Sutton Smith from Memphis. That's an in-state kid. You got Traquan Jones, Old Dominion. You have Jaheim Watt from West Virginia that they're looking at, and you have Mekhi Frazier from Michigan State. None of them had like breakout career years last year, but they're all the top that fits Heupel's system. I would say maybe Sutton Smith, and then Traquan Jones. It's just a familiar name with link to Tennessee right now. Jones had 105 carries for right at 800 yards, so he was averaging 7.5 yards a carry, which was second in the FBS last year. He could excel on a team that runs the ball well like Tennessee. So, like Sutton Smith, Jones, he's smaller, he's a shifty back, kind of like Sampson. He'd be a nice change of pace behind Bishop if we could land him. But and talking about Smith there again, whenever Smith got the ball, I mean, he made plays. Memphis produced, dude rushed 102 times. He got 670 yards and 7 tutties. So he also caught 20 passes. I like a running back that, hey, I'm either going to hand him the ball, but I might throw him the ball and him break it. Sampson brought a little bit of that too when he was there. You didn't really see that a lot last year at the running back side of it. It was either, I don't know if it's Joey not looking or if it's just he was more interested in the wide receiver, tight end, and tight end even. I think we need to look more there and get some production out of them guys because we got a couple of dogs there as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss Miles Kittleman, man. Like he was just
The leadership, I feel like that guy was. I mean, the integrity, the leadership. You talk about buying into a system, being all involved. I feel like he represented that very well.
yeah, he was that dude, man. Like before the Alabama game, like with Nico, like that huddle, he let him know like this is our home and we're gonna defend this checkered, and that's what we did. I'm gonna miss Brazel too. I'll never forget that Alabama touchdown. Like he caught it with his fingertips, bro, and
Yeah,
that's just
yeah,
great. Yeah, I'm gonna
yeah.
miss him.
He's gonna be catching on Sunday for a while, no doubt. Somebody's gonna get a stud when they land him in the draft, and they're probably gonna get him at a steal because he may not go first, second, third round. He probably gonna be a late round pick, but if he develops and dude's explosive. I really figured Jalen Hyatt would have had some year, would have been balling out, but he just hadn't found the right system for him yet, and it's just not worked out overall for him in New York. So
Yeah, that hurts my heart with Hyatt because
mm,
he's such a humble person, and because you got to think he came with Hendon from Virginia and waited his turn. Like he even said, like my first year I didn't buy into the system. I wasn't hitting the practice field enough. I wasn't giving my all, and then the year after that, he balled out, man. Like so that hurts my heart because he's a Tennessee legend, and I hope he gets it together. It's just
mm-hmm.
he honestly needs to work on his route running. Yeah, he's a deep threat and he's quick, but work on your feet, bro. Like we know you got hands, we know you can catch the ball, we know you're fast. He needs to go train with Chad Ochocinco is who he need to go train with. He'll get them feet right. That's who he need to go
Yeah,
train with.
maybe even Antonio Brown. Maybe that's his calling. He gave up all them concussions, but maybe he can mentor somebody and get them where they need to be. So if
Yeah,
he can be humble enough for a few minutes, but we'll see.
yeah. We'll see. I mean,
So
I- I'm gonna go ahead and cut
looking,
it because we gotta work in the morning. But I feel like this was a good show. We'll touch back tomorrow. We'll talk more about some portal additions, and we'll talk a little more basketball. But so I feel like it's been a good show. Thank you for the viewers we did have. We appreciate it. We'll try to get live streams in every day. Talk a little ball, talk a little basketball, and have a good time. So if you like the show, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Absolutely. Hit
And
that like. That's right.
yeah,
Yep. Cost you
yeah, hit that.
nothing. $0. Just hit that little button. How to keep us going. We'll keep coming back. We're gonna give you guys the latest and the greatest. So, with everything said, appreciate everybody that's watching this and people that are going to watch this, and looking forward to building up and keep it going.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good night. Go Big Orange.
Rocky Top. Peace out.